Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So today I have the 5th episode of DC Comics News, where I scour the internet and round up cool and interesting news from the DC Comics world. But first off, I have a quick shout out for my friends over at OutrightGeekery.com. It's a really cool geek website, and I'll have a link for them in the description box. So the first piece of news I want to cover is something I'm pretty excited about. You may have seen my review for Damage #1, which came out a little bit ago. Well, it turns out Damage has done so well that it has sold out, and that it is going to be having a second printing. So look for the second printing. If you didn't get the first run, it's going to be out. It's going to be out in February on the same day as issue #2. Now, one thing that's going to be different, however, is the second printing won't have the fold-out cover. So if you want the fold-out cover, you got to get the first printing. And one thing, though, about that is it makes it very easy to tell the difference between a first and a second printing in this instance. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so Damage is doing great, and I'm really happy about that. Now, another piece of really interesting comic book news is about George Perez. Now, I'm a big fan of George Perez, and I've done a few videos on this channel about him and his art. So I was really excited when I found out that George Perez is going to be at Bedrock City Comic Company, and that's in Houston, Texas. But he's going to be there February 24th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So if you live in the Houston area, or if you're up for a bit of a drive, if you live far away like I do, George Perez is going to be there at that day and that time. So he's really an amazing artist, and from everything I've heard about him, he's a really great person to meet in person. You always hear fun stories from comic conventions he's attended. Alright, so another cool piece of news. Well, it's an interesting piece of news. So Astro City has been running on Vertigo for a little while, and if you don't know, Vertigo is an imprint of DC Comics. So Astro City is going to end as a monthly series in April. However, it was reported from Kurt Busiek himself, who is the writer, that Astro City #52 will be the final issue of the Astro City monthly series. Over 100 issues of Astro City have been published since its inception on Image Comics in 1995, so that's pretty interesting. Personally, I hate to see it come to an end. I really like the Alex Ross covers and the characters in these stories. So our fourth piece of news is something pretty awesome. If you're a Batman fan, it looks like Detective Comics #27 is going to be going up for auction. Now, as you may or may not know, Detective Comics #27 is the first appearance of Batman, so I imagine it's going to go for quite a big price, and it looks like its CGC score is 5.0, so that's pretty good for such an old comic book. I really wonder who will be able to buy such a thing, and I'm really curious how much it'll go for. As you may or may not know, a copy of Action Comics #1 sold not too long ago for over $3 million. Imagine this won't get quite as much, but I could easily see it breaking $1 million. Alright, and so the fifth and final piece of news is something a little bit disappointing. It looks like Doomsday Clock #4 is going to be delayed a bit. The first 3 issues were released on a monthly basis, but as of Wednesday, Jeff Johns announced that the title will shift to a bi-monthly basis, which means the 4th issue is going to be arriving in late March instead of late February. So we're going to have to wait a while for more Doomsday Clock. I read the first 2 issues, and I thought they were really terrific, and I hope on Monday I'll be able to pick up issue 3. When I have that, I'll go ahead and do a review of issue 3 for you guys. Alright, that's all for now for my news roundup. I hope you found it interesting and enjoyable. So what did you guys think about Wonder Woman not being nominated for any Oscars? Personally, I think it's kind of bogus. I thought that movie was terrific, and it's certainly a lot better than many of the movies which were nominated, like Boss Baby, for instance. But I console myself knowing that Wonder Woman received a Critics' Choice Award. Alright, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you liked it. Feel free to comment. I always love to hear your comments. I read all of the comments, and I respond to all of them as well. Alright, thanks for watching, and that's all for now.
End of line.